Hello everyone, Michael Coxon here and welcome back to Tokyo Art School. Last week I drew an old Japanese fishing boat and today I'm going to develop that drawing into a simple watercolor painting. I've also suggested a small fishing village in the background to help create a sense of place and atmosphere. As we paint, I'd like to focus on an important watercolor principle that many beginners struggle with. Don't rush into the dark colors. Watercolor works best when values are built gradually, allowing the light of the paper to do much of the work. For this painting, I'll be using a very limited palette, mainly raw sienna and ultramarine blue, to show how much can be achieved with just a few carefully chosen colours. So let's get started and paint a little scene inspired by coastal Japan. So the main point that I want to make in this lesson is don't rush in too dark. Now I'm just doing the reflection of the boat, and you know, although it's quite dark, in fact, you don't want to rush in and make it too dark. It's too hard to come back. So we just gradually build up the wash. Of course, I don't want to go into too much detail. For this, I want you to really get this one lesson, and that's don't go in too dark with watercolor straight away. Build up the washes gradually. Be patient and just enjoy it. And often we can suggest that it's reflection and that it's darker because it's this reflection, although I'm using a limited palette of raw sienna and ultramarine, the reflection will be a cooler colour, so it's got more ultramarine in it. So there's a contrast that I'm starting to develop too, as the boat and the front of the houses in the background are warmer than the reflection of the boat, and also the we'll put it this way: when you drew a house or a structure like that, it's best to have a warm and a cool side. So we can imagine that the front of the little houses is a warmer colour than the side. So keep it simple. And always have a piece of kitchen paper in your hand, your other hand, because you might put a colour down and you decide, you know, you don't want it quite so dark, so you just dab it out. If you leave it for a few seconds, you can't really get it. So this way you just dab it quickly, and don't press too hard either, otherwise you'll press the pigment into the paper itself. And also travel around in the picture too. Go from boat to mountain to little village or things like that. When you're doing a picture, you don't just stay in one spot and try to finish that part and then move on. That's the wrong way to paint. Try to travel around and just to get a feel for it. Now that little stone jetty, I keep it, same sort of idea, keep it light on the top and dark down, or on the side I should say. And the distant mountains will be cooler too, as you see. Cool tends to go away from you and warm tends to come towards you. If you can adopt that principle, you're right. I hope you've enjoyed this watercolor demonstration and found it helpful. One of the main lessons from today's painting is the importance of patience. By starting with lighter washes and gradually building the darker values, we can preserve the freshness and luminosity that make watercolor such a beautiful medium. You don't need a large collection of paints to create effective paintings either. As you've seen today, a simple limited palette of raw sienna and ultramarine can produce a wide range of colours and harmonies. In future videos, we'll continue exploring Japan through drawing and painting, from traditional boats and villages to temples, street scenes, landscapes, and other subjects that inspire artists. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what Japanese subject you'd like me to draw or paint next. Until next time, keep drawing, keep painting, and enjoy the journey.